Good evening, everyone. This is Reverend Dr. Cynthia Redder, the Preachers.org. I want to talk to you guys about marriage, so I use husbands and wives as a title. There are good marriages in the Bible and bad marriages that remain together. But modern society has, until death actually did them part. Whether it be a good couple, villain couple, or the white hat couple, good, because the villain couple is the black hat couple, okay? Whether it be good or bad. Let me explain. When God united Adam and Eve, he formed the covenant of marriage. Okay? So, let's talk about one couple. First, Abraham and Sarah. They were married until death did them part. When God gave the promise to Sarah to bear a child, she took her handmaiden Hagar and they bare Ishmael to try to make the promise come true because she had no faith and didn't believe God. Then they had Isaac. Ha ha ha. Isaac had a wife as well. Now the father and the son did the same thing, passed their wives off as their sisters. They both were in cahoots together to save one another's life. Okay, so that's the couple we call, those are the couples we call good. But yet marriage, death did them part. Now Hagar, the handmaiden, was tossed on her way and sunk away and tossed, I'll say in the desert in the wilderness, but God blessed Ishmael and Hagar. Okay? Now we had Elkanah and Hannah. So these two were married as well. So Hannah had no children. Okay? He made her life miserable. Okay? So he had 10 sons during their marriage. She was a adulterer. Okay? Now we had Nabal and Abigail, found in 1 Samuel 25 and 23, surely. And the mean is all his dwellings, okay? Though he was a rich man and who had benefited from David's protection, he refuses David's request for provisions for his men and insults him. David loses his temper and resolves to kill him, every male in his household. Fortunately for Nabal, he has a wife who is far wiser than he. Abigail loads the family donkeys and last quantities of food without telling him and takes them to David, urging him to avoid the strangling burden of needless bloodshed. Nabal comes to a bad end. When Abigail tells him what she's done, he appears to suffer a stroke and dies. David takes Abigail as one of his wives, an arrangement that seems to suit them both. Okay, so that did do him part, but David took another man's wife again. Okay? Not just the soldier's wife, he took another wife. Ahab and Jezebel. Jezebel worshiped Baal, her and her husband. Okay? Now, when I was in seminary school at Catholic Theological Union, I had found out in my studies when I was studying the Christian Psalter that Jezebel had a ring almost identical to Ahab. So she can cause judgment on people, cause people put to death. Her husband and her were in cahoots. Everything was a business deal to generate more money for them. Remember, with Ahab, he wanted the man's garden. Okay. And Jezebel made sure he had it. So with this particular couple, there was problem with the prophet Elijah and Jezebel. Because Elijah, he killed 18 of her prophets. Okay. So that war really was going between Jezebel, Ahab, and Elijah. It wasn't that the husband was silent on it, because you got to remember they're bedfellows. They pillow talk. Everybody forgets about pillow talk. Hosea and Gomorrah. Hosea's wife was a prostitute, a lady of the evening, whom Hosea married as an example of the whoredom that the children of Israel would do unto God. Okay? So, but the story of Hosea and Gomer, it offers hope for the people of Israel as an example. Okay? So in looking at the good, the bad, and the ugly with marriage, modern marriages, some people marry you for shelter. Some people marry you because you have something that takes care of an immediate need for them. They may not marry you because they love you. Sometimes a need can be mistaken as love. A lady taught me that. They didn't too much care for me years ago, or my husband. But she told me that, and I remember that. To this day, I was a young girl. So you have to understand, love grows and it shapes and it acts and it bonds together as one. In the garden, when Eve slept with the serpent and with Adam, Adam did not leave her side. He stayed with her. Father God, in the name of Jesus, I thank you. Anyone wants to give a life to God, they can. Amen. Hello.